how are you doing? So it's been a minute since I did any tutorial or video on YouTube, so today I decided to record one video. So because I don't have like much going on right now, I don't have like very many orders right now, so I decided to do a video, and let's get right into it. And today I'm going to share with you the things I use, the materials, the supplies that I use to do my crochet. And I've been doing this crochet seriously for like I think 7 months right now. I started during the last lockdown, so I am not there where I want to be, but I'm happy I am here right now. So today I'm going to show you the things I use. I am in Uganda, so some supplies are really hard to catch and come by, so I'm going to show you the materials I use to do my crochet. So you can check out my social media pages: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter at craftingaround256, and you get to see some of my work. It's not as perfect as I would want, but I think I like my work, so let's get into it. So this automatically you will need yarn, and this is Winter King. Most of the times I use this to do fabric like clothes, yeah, for that. And I use and I have these beautiful chunky threads. This is robin, this is butterfly. It is like my favorite. And I also like this one still because it is really soft on sweaters, scarves, and beanies. I really like this one because it is really nice. I like this one for amigurumi projects. This one I no longer like it that much, but it works and it is readily available in my country. So yeah, that is it. So I also have my crochet tool bag. It really has most of the things, and it is always in my bag, though this one doesn't fit. So I have scissors. I have like very many different scissors. I have very many scissors. I use all of them for different things: for cutting paper, for cutting thread, for cutting other things. So each and every scissor has its own function. Because they really get spoiled very fast, so I decide to use each scissor for something else. So there is that. And if you're going to crochet, you are going to need a whole lot of hooks, and these are some of my hooks that I move with in my crochet tool bag. Forgive me for the noise. The background is kind of noisy, but I'm sorry for that. So I have different types of hooks and sizes, as you can see. This is like it's a 5mm hook. This is, I think, a 3 because it doesn't have a name. I got it from a package I bought that had some crochet stuff. I'm still new. Most of these things I don't even know how they call them, but these are the hooks that I really like. I like this one for big and chunky blankets. It is a 10mm. It is like my biggest hook. I really need more of this. God give me money. So for clothes like tops, swimming costumes, and skirts and dresses, I use these tiny ones. It's a 2mm. This is a 1.2. It is really small. This is a 2.5. And sometimes I use this 3mm hook. For beanies, I use 6mm, 5mm, and 5.5, depending on the size of the yarn I have. So yeah, these are my beautiful hooks that I use. These are called stitch markers. Like me, I really have like I think like 10 whips. So I use this to like attach. I know where I have stopped, and I usually write, because sometimes I forget the project, like the project and the hook size I was using. So I use the stitch markers to keep track of my work. So let me show you like how I use them. If like I am here and I want it to stop or count my rows, I also use the stitch markers to count rows of stuff of the projects I'm using. Like I'm in Groomy, so I will use it like this to mark where I am, like these rotating projects, like amigurumi doll head. So you need this to use. You need this to mark and count your rows. So sometimes when these are done, because sometimes I have like a lot of whips going on, I have you can use, if you can't find those fancy stitch markers, you can use these soft like these pins. You can use them to also mark your rows, because they also work perfectly with your projects, only that they have like this point is not as smooth, so sometimes it spoils the project, but it works very well. You can also use these pins. They also work perfectly just like that, and you can find them anywhere around town. So this would work, this would also work, and this would work. Sometimes you can also use, if you cannot find any of these, you can use a sample of thread. You can get like a sample of the thread from your stash, and you attach this. Voila, and then you will have marked your project. So I think that's all with the markers. And lastly but not least, you will need these yarn needles if you're into crocheting garments and costumes and stuff. So you will need these darning needles to weave in your ends. They really have a bigger space, so it is easier for even the chunky yarn to go through them. And I prefer these ones because when you're weaving in the ends, you go through the project, and I feel like these really expand your projects, and I'm a tight crocheter, so I think I prefer using these ones. They also work with the chunky yarn, but going through this space is sometimes hard, but I prefer these ones. But they all work, and you can find them anywhere around town. And lastly, I use this measure, this tape measure. The one I always use, the softer one, I can't seem to find it, and my workstation is quite crowded right now. So for the purpose of this video, I am going to use this one that I use for my string art. But it still works for maybe my beanies, because the project is like straight. I don't need to. I think it can also work with the rotating projects. But I use this to measure like the size and the length of my beanies, circumference, length, width. So you need anything that can measure, like a measuring tape or something, so that you have like the exact sizes of your work. So I think that's all for today. This is what I use. If you have more ideas and where I can find the stuff that you guys use, you can tell me in the comment section, or you can also tell me what you would like me to tell you about the crocheting stuff. And the tutorials are coming really soon. I really need to get the energy and the time to do these videos, because they really take like a lot of time. So I guess that's it for today. Oh, I've also forgotten that I always have my pens to write everything that I learn. I sometimes forget, and sometimes I don't have data to go back to the tutorial, so I write my stuff, the patterns I study, and maybe write I also write the progress of the projects that I'm working on, because sometimes I forget and I am like trying to learn something else and then I get an order, so I'll pause what I am learning to do the order that I have. So I write so that I remember the hook size I was using for a certain project, because I used to forget. And yeah, I think that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and please write in the comments section what you think. I have been doing this not for quite long, but I am getting there. So I think this is all you need to start off your crocheting journey. See you guys in the next video. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and please subscribe and share with your friends that are into crocheting, and let's get into it. It's a happy new year. It's a new year, and let's get into it, right? And so bye bye, see you.